Alright, so today we're gonna do a different series where I go through all the maps and analyze their specific features and how to abuse them as Ghostface. So today we're gonna start on Shelter Woods, and I'll eventually get through all the maps because they each have their own unique features and factors that are abusable as Ghostface. So we see someone right off the bat running towards the center of the map where we spawned. So on this map, what you want to do first is head towards one of these tall maze tiles because they're the best at hiding and finding survivors without being seen by them. That guy saw me because I leaned a little too far out, but it's still the best option versus hiding amongst all the tiny rocks and being forced to crouch. Usually you should try to avoid crossing the center of the map like this. There's not a lot of cover and it's really easy to get seen. I wasn't going to mark her here, but she didn't really leave me a choice. When your power is still recovering, you should use that time to farm for play with your food stacks. Don't spend a lot of time farming when you're in stealth and you can stalk and down people. But yeah, spend moments like this in your downtime to farm for stacks. And I usually stop farming once my power is fully recovered. I don't usually farm for all three. Unless the obsession stays in line of sight, like over here. People don't really want to waste Shack Pellet, so I make her think she's not already stocked. Obsession's still here, so I farm him for another stack. It probably would have been a better idea to hook Fang in the basement. But I kind of don't want that gen getting done right away. This is actually a pretty good situation. Everyone's on the other side of the map, and I can pressure this half and use Shack as cover. Now I bait the obsession by marking him, and this will cause someone else to likely go for the save because they probably think the obsession's in danger. I probably should have gone right back towards the obsession after I downed the thing, but I actually didn't expect him to go for the save. So at least I still got this free down. Marking the obsession's always pretty much fine because I actually don't plan on downing him anytime soon. Yeah, with Play With Your Food, you can just keep using your obsession as baits for the other survivors who might be going for a save. The Shelter Woods loops are one of the few areas you can actually crouch to mind game. So that seemed to have worked on this Fang, despite her having Dead Hard. They're probably gonna heal and then go for the save, so you can just wait for them to come out and stalk them again. But I guess someone was already there, so they don't really need to leave. I didn't expect the Fang to be here. I thought she was the one who actually unhooked. But I guess the obsession somehow ran all the way across the map to come straight for the middle gen. Normally when people unhook, they tend to work on gens in that area, so that kind of threw me off a bit. And now I have to actually down Jake here to have some sort of pressure. But now I'm actually in kind of a decent situation because two people are on the other side of the map and far away from the hooked Claudette. I saw the injured person running back to pick up the Jake, but in reality I should have pressured the hook further because now the Fang gets the easy unhook. I tried to sneak up on her, but she saw me early. I don't really want to hook Jake right now because I haven't hooked him all match, and hooking him this one time really won't make a difference. So instead I'll just stalk him and farm stacks off of him. And then I'll try to find people who are dead on hook. That's kind of sloppy of me, but we have the Fang 99 and everyone else is injured, so I think I can get one or two more downs. Despite having Dead Hard, she still went down to the play with food, and that's basically how you're supposed to use the perk on Ghostface. You should try to farm the obsession as efficiently as you can and try to concentrate all your stacks on one person who's preferably dead on hook. She's crawling to the locker, so it makes sense that her friend would have head on. You could argue that if Claudette was on a gen, they'd finish it and escape, but they did the same thing to me earlier, and it also cost me a down. I know I could have just downed him there, but I kind of wanted to farm for all the stacks before finishing him off. I know I could down him there, but sometimes it's just more fun to follow them around. So I see I've spawned on the top side of the map because the big tree in the middle is at the left of Shack. And there's no maze tiles on this side of the map, so one thing you could do is hide behind Shack and try to find survivors coming from the bottom maze tiles, because that's usually where they spawn. They might have seen me coming from Shack, but it's hard to be sure. I wanted to see if there's still someone on the gen before trying to figure out where they were hiding. If you want to see where people are going without actually stalking them, one thing you could do is stalk them from the outside of the center of your screen, so you can actually see where they're going and stuff without actually marking them. And I see they're just hiding behind trees there, so I check on the other gens. The gen popped, so there's no point in chasing after it. I started stalking a little too late, so it stopped me from getting a quick down. Though I know we can still get him at this jungle gym even when the pallet's down. There's actually a specific order on how to mind game like that. You have to go towards the window first, like I did at the beginning, and then you have to come around it and then double back towards the pallet. 90% of players will run towards the pallet because it's the one safe space on the loop for them to go to. I already have 2 people marked, or 99 at least, so I'm trying to see if I can find anyone before going towards the gen. I didn't mean to mark her there, but there doesn't seem to be any major loops in that area, so I think I can down her here. I tried to get a stack, but chase didn't start. Discordance went off, so I know there's no one going for the pickup right away, which means I can safely chase this LED. Sometimes it's helpful to check for if they actually have borrowed time and aren't just farming. Honestly, I'm not sure why the Jake went for the save. But even if he didn't, I think it would still be a pretty good situation for me because the LED was injured and couldn't heal herself, and David was also 99, so they were both in danger. They're healing up here and are about to come for the save, so I think I can attempt a bait here where I mark one person and then quietly mark and down the other. It's especially good on this map where the basement's kind of in the middle and it's easy to control the area and attempt baits like these. So I mark the LED and I know Claudette's going to come from this side. Though I can't believe she actually went down there. And I somehow get auto-aimed. She would have made the pallet if I went for her, so I lost that down for now. And I got her at literally the last second. She probably thought she could have saboed the hook before I got to her. It's probably better to hook someone instead of chasing an injured person all the way across the map. If she had decisive here, I probably would have just held her out of the match, but luckily she doesn't. I know I could have just went for the injured Claudette, but one thing I like to do, if I'm not in like any danger of losing, is trying to stalk everyone to 99 first before actually downing anyone. It's also helpful to pay attention to which way the gen is facing, so you know which direction to come from the next time you want to stalk it. So if you want a brief summary of what exactly to do on this map, figure out where you spawn by looking at the big tree in the middle, or MB, in relation to shack or base. Then try to navigate throughout the maze tiles scattered throughout the map. On Shelter Woods there are 5, as represented by the small squares, so you want to hide inside those and try to stalk survivors. Try to avoid hiding behind small rocks at the beginning when you're trying to find and stalk people. And also, since the basement's kind of near the middle of the map, it's a lot easier to bait people while you have someone in the basement and potentially have multiple hooked people in the basement. But the map's also pretty open, so you should try to avoid crossing the middle part of the map and instead rely on the jungle gyms and such to get some early stocks. I was wondering if I should have combined all the Macmillan maps into one video, but I feel like each map is unique enough to talk about them separately, so let me know what you think. But yeah, good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.